The whole Islamic society is so honored to have our Bishop Rozanski presenting himself in the Catholic Diocese. We had put alternate, but he is the alternate tonight. Yeah, please come and bless us with
Brothers and sisters, we come together this evening on an event that is such a tragedy and a horror for each one of us. For anyone in our own place of worship, as we face toward the place of prayer, we expect to be safe. We expect that God indeed enfolds us. And so we're reminded that indeed there is evil in the world. And when I heard of the events of this past week, of what happened in New Zealand, I turned to the Hebrew Scriptures, to the book of Job. And I thought of Job, who endured such, as we would say, the wiles and snares of the devil, of losing everything in his life. And yet, at the end of the book of Job, after we hear tragedy following tragedy, there is still in Job's heart that ability to be faithful to God. And I think that our gathering here this evening, representing every denomination around, in solidarity and support, shows that when the devil wreaks upon us those acts that come from isolation and prejudice, that the faithfulness of people gathering together, being able to pray together and seeing our common humanity, certainly resonates with the end of the book of Job in the faithfulness that Job showed to God despite all that he endured. So I'm grateful to our Muslim brothers and sisters for their welcoming us here, for their hospitality. Grateful to all of you for showing that isolation and prejudice and the horrors of terrorism do not win, but rather it's the faithfulness of people who believe in the Creator of us all that gather us together and show indeed that faith and love is always greater than hatred and horror. Thank you for being together this evening. Thank you.
our great friend and supporter, very Reverend and Dean Tom Kelleher.
On behalf of our Bishop, Douglas Fisher, and the community of the Episcopal Church in this part of the world, as people of faith, regardless of what our faith is, we don't resent death. We don't come here tonight because we resent death. We resent hate. We resent ignorance. We resent intolerance. We resent how easy it is to tear down and destroy and how little is done to build things up. We resent politicians who divide us and how easily Muslims and immigrants and minorities are cast aside and blamed while nationalism and racism go unchecked. We resent how easy it is to buy guns, at least in our country, and how in every place and every country we resent that families mourn their dead killed by guns. Imam Wissam, Dr. Bajwa, President Dastigier, brothers and sisters of the Islamic Society and brothers and sisters of faith, please accept our prayers tonight and the words we cannot express to say that we love you. Please know that we care and know how we long for peace. to see Muslims and Christians and Jews together, and how we pray to see us as God sees us. Beautiful in our diversity and lovely in our ways. And we do what we can, but mainly we pray. St. Paul teaches us, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. So we pray tonight that the Muslim community will not be overcome. That those who face discrimination and hate will not be overcome. That those who grieve their dead will not be overcome. And that those whose hearts are prone to hate and violence and darkness and destruction and despair, that they will not be overcome, but that the good will win, and that peace will rule, and that starting tonight from this place that things will change, for we are people of faith, are we not? Amen. May the Divine One bless and comfort you. May the Divine One lift your hearts through this time and protect and sustain you forever. Amen.
Amen.